Good afternoon, Frederick. Welcome to the Blaine Young Show, the second hour. Got two more candidates to talk to. This hour, we're going to talk to Andrew Kotkin and going to talk to Amanda Hadaway. Andrew is a candidate for alderman in the Democratic primary. How you doing, Andrew?
Good, Blaine. Good, thank you.
Also, the pizza eating champion at
current reigning
Baker Park. Starvin' Marvin's Pizza, I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
Of course, I was not there because Frank forgot to call me and wake me up.
It's on the trophy to remind me.
That's my alibi. But I am going to have a chance to steal that trophy at some point, but we're going to go for wings. Right?
Right. Well, you have to wrangle it up, like I said, off of my daughter's nightstand. She's very proud of her daddy.
Pat, I do think it's a conspiracy. He's got people that are paying him to do wings. They're hoping I choke on a bone. So how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Your candidate, number 25, we've talked to. We'll talk to Amanda. She'll be wrapping up as candidate 26. Tomorrow's the big election day in the city of Frederick. If you're Democrat or Republican, please make sure you know where you vote. Tell us a little bit of who Andrew Kotkin is personally, professionally. Someone's just tuning in. They don't know who you are.
Sure. Name's Andrew Kotkin. I was born and raised in northern New Jersey, about 10 minutes outside of Manhattan, as a matter of fact. I've lived in Maryland for the last 13 years and Frederick for the last 10. I followed my then girlfriend, who is now my wife, down to the area as she continued school in D.C. We've had all three of our children here at FMH, which I'm very proud of. And I've spent my entire working career in construction. And I now own my own project management company, residential project management company, which is a service company. And that's something that I've always found myself drawn to is the service of others. And that's how I've been able to find my niche. This candidacy for alderman is the next step for me, to take it out of a professional realm and put it into a more public.
Now, why did you decide to file for alderman? Was it just you wanted to give back to the community, or was there a specific issue that you said, that's it, I'm running?
Well, I don't know if there was a specific issue. There have been issues since I filed that have come up that have become specific issues, but more in general, it's because of a nature of service that I've got. I now have, as I've explained to a lot of people, I didn't have the time to really commit to my community because I've got 3 young children, and I had 2 of them at home for a very long time. I now have the time to start giving back, to looking at serving on commissions, to doing more volunteer work instead of just donating financially. And like I said, the next step for me now is to offer myself to the service of the city as a political official on their behalf.
So what are some of the issues that you want to address and tackle if elected to the Board of Aldermen?
Well, let's see. I think one of the things that I would like to bring this up, frankly, and get it on a table for discussion. It's not necessarily that it's something I want to see happen, but I want it to be discussed. And something called land value tax. It's something I've been pushing a lot of because I believe in its philosophy very much. If people would like to, I could
Sure.
spend a half hour talking to you about it now.
Give us a good at least 5 minutes of what land value tax is.
Well, it's not a new.
So this would be something you would propose if elected.
I would propose that it be discussed, that would be explored by the elected officials. It was brought up once back in 2005, and it never made it to a workshop. I'm not sure people had the interest in it, but it's a different way of taxation for our city. It enables a lot of different things to happen. Smarter commercial growth and development, better stewardship of our land that's available, including the existing land that we have downtown and in the outlying areas. It's just a different way of taxation. What it does is focus the bulk of the tax or the amount of tax on the land itself as opposed to the buildings upon the land. Probably 95% of the time, it results in a lower tax bill for the residents, and it's proven itself worldwide and in many states across the country, particularly Missouri down in St. Louis. Harrisburg is a great example of it up in Pennsylvania, and I've contacted officials in all these cities to find out how they got it working and what it's done for them, because they've had it in place for 20, 30 years, some of them. In fact, Hyattsville was the first town in America to put this kind of taxation in place back just before 1900, back in the 1800s.
So if elected, the land value tax would be something that you would want to put forth, have discussed, and at least
have it discussed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the other issues you hope to put forth and or tackle?
Well, a lot of the things that are going to carry over from this current candidacy, if you will, as current election time, are the things that we've been dealing with, the annexations, of course. That's going to be something that's going to be involving not just the next administration, but probably the next 2, maybe 3 administrations before a shovel ever hits the dirt, frankly. And another issue would be the Historic Preservation Commission. You know, these are all hot-button topics, but they're meaningful because they have an impact on what the future of Frederick's going to become, and that's essentially what I'm about. Is more or less not looking at the next election cycle or next 4 years. I'm looking at a vision of Frederick for the next 15 to 20 to position itself politically and economically as a real force in the state, so we can be reckoned with.
Now, you talked about the HPC that obviously hit this election cycle because there are some that are seeking reform. What was your take on that whole situation? Vote is what catapulted things.
It was. I'm not sure yet that they've actually filed an appeal at this point. I may be wrong on this.
They've never been given a ticket.
Right. Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
They went straight to the mayor. The mayor took upon himself to take care of it the way he felt necessary. I feel the process was either sidestepped or misunderstood. And I think there should have been a process in place that could have helped both the city government as well as the owners of Volt. I'm not for a full reformation of the HPC. I think they do a heck of a lot of good for the city, and I think they have done a heck of a lot for as long as they've been in existence. But they do need to be more accessible to the people in the district. I live in the historic district, and through my own business, I've dealt with them on behalf of my clients. And to this day, I have yet to have to go in front of them to ask permission for certain aspects of a job. I've gotten everything administratively approved. And that says something for what they have. You know, if people are willing to do the research and to involve themselves in what they want to do within the historic district, they own a building or if they live there or a business, then it's a very simple process. And they are willing to work with you. But a lot of people don't know that because they hear the bad things.
If you're just tuning in, tomorrow is Election Day, primary Election Day in the city of Frederick. If you vote at a school, you have a new polling location, so hopefully you've done your research, and if not, you'll call down City Hall, Board of Elections, find out where your new polling place is. It should say right on your new voter card. I'm talking to a Democrat candidate for the Board of Aldermen, Andrew Kotkin. We're talking to all 4 different candidates today. We talked to Amanda Hathaway, the last candidate. Tomorrow, today at 4:30, and then tomorrow we will have election night coverage starting at 8 o'clock. Andrew, do you have a website people can go to get information?
I have a blog. It's Kotkin, the number 4, alderman.blogspot.com. And it's just as easy to get to as a website and leave your comments for me. And that's the best way to hear back from me.
All right.
That's how I've been handling it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back.